And I'm walking around every single day knowing that there are trans people and their families fleeing states right now because they don't want their parents to be arrested for supporting their children.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a very interesting piece from CNN about a family who is fleeing Florida because of some recent policies enacted by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Now, this piece is really hilarious. You got this snowflake family leaving, and I say, hey, arrivederci, bon voyage, have a good time. Now, they're not saying where they're going to go. Now, when we get through the clip and we see what's going on, I want y'all to maybe guess, hypothesize, figure out where they headed. Why would you want to leave Florida? Everybody's coming to Florida from all over the country and all over the world. It's to the point where it's too much. You got the price of living going up because everybody wants to be there. And you know, with a low supply of housing, a low supply of jobs, things are going to go up as a result. Prices are going to go up. Everybody wants to come to Florida. So if you want to flee, I think I speak for Floridians when I say that's a good thing. You're doing a great service. Now, before I go any further into it, let's go ahead and just catch the clip. If you want to see it in full without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We just thought it would be a nice, warm place to live where we could get to beaches.
I just never thought that I would have to flee a state for the good of my children.
The SB 254, this will permanent outlaw the mutilation of minors.
Which is a great thing. Why would anybody be against such a thing? We are in the weird place, but let me keep on going. Let's not interrupt too much.
I remember Tori coming to me one time and in tears, which she doesn't normally do. And I asked her what was wrong, and she said DeSantis. And like the fact that a governor would be making my kid cry, that's a messed up government. We're absolutely moving because of the political climate and the laws in Florida. We didn't want to move. When the Florida Board of Medicine started meeting, and we realized that they were going to ban gender-affirming care for our kids, that we might need to leave because that is life-saving, essential medicine and treatment for our daughter.
I was very relieved when we decided to leave. I had never really heard that much about trans people, and until I was like 11 or 12, I didn't even know trans people existed.
Can I just say something right quick? I mean, I'm not trying to necessarily be mean, but why is it that when we're talking about certain people, the trans or whatever, they got the deepest voices in the world? I mean, good grief. Sounding like video game characters, Duke Nukem, welcome to hell. It's like, man, what is going on? Why are your voices? It's like you're like the extreme masculine, but try to go the other direction. And it doesn't really work out too well, in my opinion, but let's keep on going.
So I was just used to being uncomfortable. I started hormone blockers pretty soon after that.
Yeah, I mean, there was times before she started getting hormones and stuff that she was suicidal, but after she transitioned, she was much more outgoing.
Is it just me, or do people overuse pronouns when a person identifies as transgender? She. It's like, do you know any other words aside from she? Any other words? Give me a more extended vocabulary, shall we?
Much more like comfortable with herself.
Okay, careful.
We are seeing many families that are leaving. I really think if you were to ask a member of a trans family, they would tell you they go to bed at night dreaming of how to get out of the state.
So that's the dining room right here, and then this is the living room.
I'm trying to figure out where they're going to go because it did not say that in the entire clip, but I have a hunch it might be some kind of, I don't know. It depends on how much money they got. They might try to go to California, but they might not be able to afford that.
My hope for the McKee family is they are able to find a community that embraces them.
We're lucky that we're able to get out. We're able to afford to leave. A lot of people can't.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'm seeing a whole bunch of boxes How many boxes do you need to move a house? I mean, how big is that house? Is it a 10,000 square foot house? I mean, good grief. So maybe there is enough money to relocate to California.
We're lucky that we're able to get out. We're able to afford to leave. A lot of people can't, or it's going to be very difficult.
I feel really bad for the people that have to stay here. It's been difficult to access my hormones. I'm not honestly sure how I would continue to access care.
My question is, how old is this person right here? That's my particular question, because I'm not even sure if we're talking about like a 17, 18, 19, like close to an adult. I'm not quite sure there's many adult women that have all this really kind of third or fourth grade girl stuff in their room. Maybe it's just me, but I'll digress.
Even if I wasn't trans, I wouldn't be comfortable here. It's just not a safe environment.
And you got teddy bears, all kind of, I mean, what is really going on? I think it's something else happening.
For queer people in general.
I do fear for my daughter's safety, and just the fact that somebody might want to hurt her just for her being her, for her existence.
Her. Ain't nobody gonna hurt this person. Nobody's gonna put hands on this person. We just don't want children to be negatively affected by this, because, kids go through phases, and maybe a little boy says, okay, I want to be a girl. I'm not sure why they would say something like that, but maybe they might want to play with a Barbie doll or something, and then the next day they don't. But the parents have gone through with making this child, quote unquote, become transgender, when that should not be a thing that a child could consent to, nor should the parents be able to consent for that child.
It's scary. I worry about her every time she goes out. I'll miss the wide open view.
Yeah, sunsets are great from here.
No. I'm looking forward to just being in a place where I don't feel under attack, where I don't feel oppressed. It's just so sad that our country and our society are in this place of denigrating people like that and making them feel like they have no place.
It's just hard to start over all over again.
Okay, so there we go. This is very interesting. Look, watch this. Help is there if you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts or mental health matters. So you got this whole thing about somebody being transgender and gender reaffirming care and surgery and hormones and everything else. And what does CNN do? Hey man, hey, if you got anybody that got mental problems, call this hotline right here. So are we admitting that there's a mental issue, a mental health component to all this whole situation? Are we going to finally admit that, CNN? Are we going to finally admit that Florida family that's leaving to parts unknown? I mean, let's just talk about it that way rather than just trying to gloss over that situation. But that was a very interesting video. This whole trans issue is getting out of control, in my humble opinion. It's disguising mental illness. It's disguising people that they want to be part of a community, and they think this is a good way, a good avenue into the community, and they just kind of roll with it, and then they make everyone around them participate. I'm just not with it. If someone wants to identify as that on their own as an adult, I have no problem. But why we got to have children involved? Why is there such a push to get children involved with gender reaffirming care, sexuality? Why is that? You get these books in school, they're talking about books being burned, like the dude or the person or the whatever at the beginning talking about, oh, well, they're burning books. What books are they burning? Are we burning books or banning pornography from schools? Why would there be pornography in elementary school for kids to be able to see? It doesn't matter if it's gay, straight, or whatever. That should not be there. There are certain things that are appropriate for children and certain things that are inappropriate. And I think the majority of the world, the overwhelming majority of the world, would say that sex changes for children is inappropriate. Let's leave the kids alone. But as I close, I want to say this. Again, shout out to the Florida family now fleeing. Say that 5 times fast. Shout out to the Florida family now fleeing to parts unknown. I don't think you'll be missed by the community if you hate Florida so much. It's time to go ahead and go. People that want to be there, people that want freedom, people that don't want to mutilate children, people that love themselves and whatnot. hey, go to Florida. And you know what? I'm going to add one more thing. I think this is going to be the way of the future. Certain states are going to have certain rules in the books that some may like and some may dislike. And if you want to abide by those rules, then live in that state. If you don't, you got the freedom to leave. Go to a different state. I'm sure California will welcome you with wide open arms. Now, it's going to be some violence. You might get, shot, beaten in the head or whatever by some kind of dope fiend on the side of the road on fentanyl. You might see somebody shooting up meth or whatever right in front of your house. But it's okay because you can go out there and be free. All right? You don't got to worry about Florida. Look, California, high taxes, high crackhead use, crime rampant. But don't worry. You can have your gender affirming care. It is all good. So I guess the pros and cons of California outweigh the pros and cons of Florida. Whatever. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with this family in Florida fleeing? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Hey, if you don't like where you are, feel free to leave. Just like the story I covered about the girl that was in Dubai, and then she got locked up for the argument in which she defamed the guy allegedly. Hey, if you don't want to deal with that kind of stuff, if you feel like that's oppressive and you're not able to express yourself freely, well, don't go there. Go to places where you have freedom of speech, freedom of expression. It's just that simple. That same rule should apply to the US of A. This idea of federalism shouldn't really be the thing. It should be more about states and their particular rights. You want to live in a more common sense place, Florida's for you. If you don't want to do that, go to California. There's really nothing else to it. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.